Who is Dr. Binzie Roy, I hear you ask? I personally remember him as Mr. D, but you may know him as Dr. Binzie Roy. Anyway, Dr. Binzie Roy Davidson, an accomplished healthcare entrepreneur, educator, and passionate advocate for community development, hails from the picturesque parish of Westmoreland, Jamaica, and has made Los Angeles, California, his home for the past 38 years. His journey is marked by an impressive diversity of experience, having traveled to every continent and embraced the rich tapestry of cultures worldwide. Let's meet the man, Dr. Binzie Roy. Thank me later. Hi, this is Roger Smith from the True Blue Lounge, and today I'm going to talk to Dr. Binzie Roy. Dr. Binzie was a man in school teacher from 1979 to 1989. If I got that wrong, Dr. Binzie, you let me know.
How you got it, sir? Right, 100%. I left 86 to pursue my education, at the University of Southern California.
Good. All right, and sorry. Go ahead.
So within that period of time, I got 3 years where I left Mannings to further my education. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk a little bit about that, what Mannings did for me in terms of my education.
Okay, good. So, hey, I'm glad you were able to give me a little bit of your time. So let me, the way I do this is I want to be really relaxed, and I want to make sure you're relaxed, and I'll ask you some full questions just to make sure everything all right. So whereabouts in Westmoreland are you from, sir?
I'm from Little London, and to be specific, Top Road. Mm-hmm. Was born in Grant Bush.
Okay.
Which is a little street in Top Road.
And what primary school did you go to?
I went to Little London Primary School. Back in the day, Little London Primary School was the #1 primary school in the whole entire Westmoreland. Back in the day. Okay. Unity took over after, but Little London was the cream of the crop.
What happened? Why you think Unity was able to take over?
It depends on the leadership at the school. So at that time, we had Teacher Robinson, man. It was one of the best principals in Jamaica, Teacher Robinson. So he was exceptional, and he basically developed greatness in the students. Unfortunately for me, up to grade 6, I never had the opportunity to do common entrance examination.
Okay.
Because at that time, they screened the kids at Little London. Mm-hmm. And only the ones that was on the top, in their estimation, could do common entrance. So I never did common entrance in my life.
Wow.
Never got the chance.
Looking at your title, it doesn't look like it hurt you anyways. So, but we'll get down to that.
Right. Right.
So when you left, so you went to Little London High School.
Right.
So tell me about from the primary school to the high school. How did that work? Because I done the common entrance, and you put one school in, your #1 school and #2 school, and you just hoped that Mannings took you. You know what I mean? So that was what it was for me. What was it like for you?
So Binzie Roy never did the common entrance, because in the estimation of the school, I wasn't bright enough for common entrance to do it. They pre-select who they wanted to select, right? So, and then I did not even know that you could have applied to other schools in the island either. So when I went to grade 7, I saw a cute little teacher that came out from Mannings as a teacher. I got a job as a pre-trained teacher by the name of Desmond Davidson. So I'm in this grade 7 now at Little London Primary. Okay, we had up to grade 9.
Yep.
And then he called me at the back of the class. And he said to me, "You're a Davidson, I'm a Davidson. You know that Davidson are bright, brilliant people. We are the greatest, biggest landowners in Little London. So I'm here to support you, whatever you want to support, to do." And that just clicked something in my mind, you know. Because guess what? I got first in the class at grade 7 at Little London Primary. Then the brand new high school opened up at Little London, but at that time they call it Little London Junior Secondary School. Which when I go back and look at it, they should have never called it Junior Secondary School, because we had some bright and brilliant students coming out of Little London. We didn't know about other schools except Manning's, right? And only 2% at that time was going to Manning's. So what happened to the 98%? The 98% ended up at Little London, and some went off to Frome, because Frome was on top of their game at that time. So when I got to Little London now, before, that's one thing when I look back, I think we should have been a high school from Jumpstart. Because then all of us would be there, the brilliant students coming out of Little London, and we would have developed the school. Because you had guys like Dr. Delroy Frey, who never did common entrance before. When you talk to him, he'll tell you that too. And a number of kids have the opportunity, brilliant kids, but did not do the common entrance because they were pre-selected. Okay, when I went to Little London now, we had the opportunity to do grade 9 achievement test. So grade 9 achievement test, what they did was they screen again, and they took the brightest out of the school and left the others at the school. So I did a grade 9 achievement test for Nakalva because I want to be an agriculturist. I want to have my doctorate in agriculture. So I did the entrance, passed the entrance, and went up to Nakalva. And the principal told me that the school was full and they couldn't take me. So I went back to Little London, and I went to Manning's, and I spoke with Eldon Malai. I didn't tell him. It's after I went to Manning's to teach, I realized it was my cousin. I didn't tell him about cousin. I just said, "Look, I know you're the vice principal here. You work in our church, and I'd like a transfer from Nakalva because they said they are full to Manning's." And he said he'll try. After a year, I didn't get in. So I went back to Little London. At that time, the school moved from Little London Junior Secondary to Little London High School. So I was the first batch at Little London High School to graduate. So while I was there, I realized that there was some weakness in the system. So I went to Manning's and registered in the extension classes. That's how I got familiar with Manning's, because I was there for 2 years in the extension classes, studying while I was studying at Little London. At the end of at age 17, I had 5.
Did you have to pay for this? Is this, you had to pay money?
At Manning's, yes. You had to pay for the ones at Manning's, you know, for the classes to get in. It was very economical for me at that time. So, and then while I was doing that, now I passed 5 O-levels. And then had 10 Jamaica School Certificate Examination. And so I applied for Jamaica School of Agriculture, Church Teachers College in Mandeville, and a nursing school. I got accepted in the nursing school and also in a Church Teachers College. So I went up to Church Teachers College at age 17. But during that time, the youth service came about. So while I was doing my extension classes, I volunteered to work in Russia, in Savlomar, to teach the elders how to read and write in Russia. I was teaching adults over there for a year while I was doing my extension class and was at Little London. And then after the year of youth service, I went off to Church Teachers College to get my teaching credential. And when I went to church...
So wait a Binzie, sorry about this. So you actually were in Russia?
Yes. Russia back in the Russia and Savlomar, right?
Oh.
Russia don't count Savlomar.
Oh, no, man. No, I think
Russia don't count Savlomar, man.
I think it's a Putin land you there. Okay,
no, not yet. Not yet. I'm going to come up to that one because I had the scholarship to go there too. So I went down to the Russia and Savlomar to teach. That neighborhood was very challenging But we had some adults coming out of them, and they were nice people. And I taught for 1 year where I was able to was part of the Jamal program, Jamaica Advancement for Literacy program, where we're teaching individuals to read and write and to get them equipped for the real world market. So I did it for a year on youth service. And then after that, now I left and went to Church Teachers College. So when I went to church, I graduated from church at age 20 and got 3 jobs. One at the Solomon High School as the head of the PE department, which is at that time is Godfrey Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
Applied to Little London High School, got the job as head of the department just coming out of college, and one at Manchester High School. So I said, I'm going back home, and I'm going straight to Little London. So I went to Little London in 1979, September, and head up the PE department for 2 months. And then Capel Green was leaving Mannings to go to Australia. And the position became vacant, and I was a PE health education teacher, geography and history teacher. So that fit right into Capel program. But Capel was doing geography and history and PE, right? So I went to Mannings and applied for the position, and they employed me on the spot.
When did you actually start?
October 1979. So 2 months after I came out of college and taught at Little London for 2 months, I left because Capel was leaving Mannings October to go to Australia on a scholarship.
I remember when Mr. Green left to go to Australia. So I remember that.
So I came
now I'm vaguely remembering the new teacher.
Right. With the afro, right?
Yeah. So there was Mr. Davidson. Was Mr. Davidson there as well?
That's me. Binzie Roy Davidson. There was a Davis there, an expatriate from England.
No.
And Mr.
So
Mumby.
You used to run the under 14 football team?
Yeah, man, that's me.
The one after Capel Green's one.
Right. After Capel left, I took over the under 14 team. I was always working with under 14, under 16, and getting them prepared for the Costa Cup.
So do you remember the one do you remember the under 14 team that Scorcher was on?
Yes.
The first one.
I coach Scorcher.
Okay.
And Washington.
I was on that team too.
You were on that team. I'm Pringle.
Okay.
You saw that picture?
No. Not the one with Silla and Biggs. Not that one.
Oh, the one that won the championship?
No, after that, there was a Mr. Davidson.
That's me. That's my team.
All right. Well, I played.
Yeah, that was my team.
I played on a team for you then, and I'm thinking.
Roger, yeah.
But I'm looking at the name, and I'm like, no. So I was the one that at Cornwall busted my head open, header in the ball, and there was a clash of heads, and I had 9 stitches for that. Yeah, so that was me. Wow. But now I'm hearing Binzie Roy. I'm like,
Davidson. Yeah, I was a coach for that team.
Yeah. So
that's wow. I came in and started a team, and as soon as Capel left, I continued with the program. Because I had a big challenge because Capel had won the L1 Cup.
Yep. Wow. Okay.
I had the under 14, and then I had the under 16, and then I brought in coaches for the Costa Cup.
Okay.
And that same year, we were the only team that beat Cornwall with the Costa Cup, and Cornwall won all the other competitions.
Okay.
With the corner kick by Collins.
Yeah, I did buck up, remember that. It's really funny. Go back, I was asking Capel Green about this goal that was scored by Bobo Collins. It was a corner kick. And the breeze blew it into the goal. But guess what? I couldn't remember time-wise, and I didn't know that Mr. Green was gone. But I remember the day, everybody remembers the kick, it was for a Mannings guy, that was it. It was the winning goal and everything. You know what I mean? So, wow. Cool.
So that was in October when he left. I started, 2 months of the school after the school year started. I came in to take over Capel job and left Little London. So I only spent 2 months at Little London, and then came in as a 20-year-old kid. At that time, we had 19-year-old at sixth form.
Yes. It must have been tough for you, though, because Some of them guys were challenging, obviously, you know.
Oh yes, they were very challenging.
I got a
20
question
year
for
old.
you. I got a question for you though. This is off the
Yes,
cuff, you know.
yes.
So I have a reasoning in my mind that there were lots of talented country footballers that went to Mannings that you guys knew that could play ball. But because of the fact that transportation was so crap relatively to get these people home safely, the Savlamar youth them that could come in a group, go home and get home safely, got a lot of the opportunities in a lot of the football programs. That's what I've been telling myself, and that's what I've been appeasing myself. Is there any truth to that? Do you see how that could work?
That's a good way to look at it. In that, right in the Westmoreland region, is that these kids wanted a way out, right? So they could have left and go to Cornwall College and VTech and live on campus, and it would be an easier life for them than to stay local. But apart from that, no, I brought all these guys gave us the first choice of refusal. I brought a number of them, I recruited a number of them to Mannings and was not successful. Because the whole business, Mannings is always an academic school. So the kids have to show some level of academic excellence, and it has to be mixed. So the principal was afraid to take in kids that did not meet a certain standard in terms of education. So I told him that, look, we'll provide all the training necessary for them. We'll do after school activities, and we'll train them to get them into the system so that they can be up to that level. But I was having a difficult time getting the top athletes. I'm talking about not only soccer, we're talking about track and field. And that even with cricket, my cousin Cleveland Davidson was down there doing exceptionally well. And I brought Cleveland Davidson to Mannings, and also the Paul Palmer. And they were right there trying out, in front of Nita. So Mr. Nita, come and look at them. These kids are going to make it. I need to develop a strong cricket program at this school, the number one program here. And unfortunately, he refused to take them. You know what? I was the same one that sent them to St. Elizabeth Technical High School, because at that time, my senior at college, Eldemaya Simit, was the PE teacher at Stets. So when Mannings didn't take them, I just called my senior, Eldemaya, and said, look, Eldemaya, I have some exceptional guys here. I can't keep them down here. You need to take them. He took Paul Palmer, and the rest is history. Paul Palmer brother, Dixet Palmer, Paul Palmer Jr. and the brother, and all Woolcock, all these guys, they're all related to me. They came from Little London. I sent all of them to St. Elizabeth Technical High School. They were the ones that built the program at St. Elizabeth Technical High School for cricket, and the rest is history. But at the same time, no, right after 2000, when I went to Mannings in 1979, right? 1975 to 78. It's 78, not 79. 1970 to 78. 78 actually when people left. 1979 January, now we were getting ready to go to Stets about April for the track and field competition, Western Champs. So Eldon was working with me within that program because he knows the students. And we brought 85 athletes to Western Champs in 1979 and won the Western Championship.
Hey, Binzie, help me out here. Name me 3 or 4 real standout athletes, because you're talking a bit about these things, and I'm just trying to make sure that cognitively we're all together. So name me some 3, 4, 5 standout athletes. So when them watch this, they can say, "What, Binzie, remember me?"
Right. So go back to Whitelock. Whitelock was a standout, but my number one guy was Pringle, Cecil Pringle.
Okay.
Okay, he went on to play for Reno. right? And he was on my under 16 team. So Pringle, you have Whitelock, you have Washington too.
Bunny Washington.
Bunny Washington. He was exceptional. So those three guys, I remember very clearly that they were
What
standout.
about athletics, track and field?
Well, and under the track program now, when we started out,
Because wait. I'm gonna throw this out there. There's a boy called Brian Dodger Young. He keeps on talking about him having a track career at Manning's, and Gabby Coote talks about he used to run as well. So
Gabby was under my soccer program as well on the track and field,
okay.
right? But the standout right now, and she's in Atlanta at this time, is Yvette Taylor, my 400-meter runner. Nobody could beat her in Westmoreland. Went to champs and she won the 400 meter.
Wow.
So one of my biggest standout at that time was Yvette Taylor Reynolds.
Okay.
Yvette.
So I'm gonna try and guide you because what I'm realizing is you have some you got a nice amount of lyrics. But let me ask you this. I remember Mr. Davidson to be very soft spoken, bordering on even an introvert. How did he become the Mr. Davidson I knew? How did he become Binzie Roy?
Right. Well, while at Manning's, right, what I did was my focus primarily was focused on the youth development program. So I've always had the first farmers competing, second farmers, third farmers, and fourth, fifth. They compete against each other. And so my job as a teacher, because when I came out of Church Teachers College, I came out with the prize for the most effective teacher of physical education and health. So my goal at Manning's was to develop our own sportsmen in all aspects of the sports from that level. So I didn't look at the national coaching side of it. I was looking at building my own team because I realized that we were not able to go out and get athletes to come into the school. So we had to build a natural pool of athletes within the system. And so that's where I started my career in terms of building the youth programs in all aspects of the school. And then in 1984, now I was awarded a Jamaican scholarship to go to Australia.
So Binzie, I'm asking you a little bit about this confidence as well, because I remember a quieter, rather introverted. So where did that come? Where did this Binzie Roy come from?
It's the discipline and the way I was growing up, and also the I have a driving attitude at all times, wanted to succeed and to do things, right? So for me, I work quietly behind the scenes to get things done. And my natural talent came out when Mr. Nita selected me as the head of the physical education department when Kip left. And so my goal was to really build within the system locally and to reach out to build the ability of the kids to move forward. And I have that natural talent because of the fact that my mom was a business lady.
Okay.
And also at that, and then my dad left us at age 6 to go to England to work. So I had to grow up fast.
Right.
So I
Right.
was the father figure in the home of it's four of us, two boys and two girls, right? So I was like the father for all my siblings. And so I learned to take on responsibility at a very early age.
So Binzie, how do you get from Manning School to Dr. Binzie Roy in California? Tell us about
Yes,
that journey as quick as you can.
yes. With that journey now is that in 1984, I got a scholarship from a Jamaican Commonwealth Scholarship to Australia. And 1,500 teachers went for the scholarship, and I was selected. Six of us were selected from Jamaica, and I went off to Edith Cowan University in Perth, Western Australia. Under the influence of Mr. Nita as well, because he gave me a very strong recommendation based on my work. And then when I went to the interview, I saw a couple of people on the panel that I knew from college that gave me the prize for the most effective teacher of physical education and health. And I was a national umpire, national referee, national coach. So me going in there, I had a lot of experience uh, when I got there. So although there were a lot of people coming for the scholarship, I had something different from them. So I was selected and went off to Australia, where I completed the course in the diploma in physical education, health and sports medicine with distinction. Came back to Mannings, took over the P department and worked for a while. And then guess what now? I needed to move on to do more studies. So I got accepted into University of Loughborough in England, University of North Wales in England. And also Russia again, I got a scholarship to Russia, one to Cuba. And then my high school sweetheart was in California. So I decided to apply to USC, where Vanessa went.
Okay.
Got accepted in USC. And I told Mr. Neat I would like a 3-year sabbatical to go to university. And he said, you know, you're not going to be paid because you just came back from Australia in 1984 and now you're living in 86. So I said, no problem. I'll move on and go off to university. So I came up, went to USC, and then they took me in as a freshman with my 2 diplomas. So I said,
When you say USC, you have
University
to
of Southern California.
Okay, sorry.
So I transferred from the University of Southern California to the California state system, where they were more familiar with the Jamaican education system, and they took me in as a 3rd-year student instead of a freshman.
Nice.
So I jumped 2 years ahead at the state system and got my bachelor's degree in health and physical education, and then plus my teaching credentials in California. Then after that, no, I applied and went into my MBA. So I did my master's in business and healthcare management.
Before you go on, Binzie, before you go on, I always ask people, where does this drive come from? You know, you were okay. You have your bachelor's. Why you need more? What is this next ladder? Why do we need to do? Okay, let me try this. And it's very apparent amongst Jamaicans. I'm trying to ask where you get it from and why.
Well, one of the things that motivated me too is that when I came to California, I started my own company in healthcare, community nursing services, right? And in my mind, I said, look, I'm not going to be running this business and I can't be the administrator for my own business. And there's a certain level of education that you have to manage that operation. So that motivated me because I wanted my own business. As I said, my mom was a shopkeeper in Jamaica. So I was always in business. And then while I was teaching at Mannings, I owned Western Supplies and Sporting Goods stores downtown Los Angeles, downtown Sablamar, you know. So I started that business based on my experience from my mom's shopping business in Little London. So I had a sports goods store down there. And I was accountant for the Banhan Enterprise as well. So I had 3 jobs while I was teaching at Mannings.
Wow.
So those things motivated me to do stuff, work hard. You know, Jamaicans tend to have more than one jobs, right? Even back then in Jamaica. So I said, in order for me to earn money, I have to do something. And business I saw was the way to go. So yes, I had that opportunity in Jamaica to do business. And I came here and I continue with the same trend, which is, you know, my major was always health education and physical education. So I branched out in the health education aspect of the business and started my own home health agency business 39 years ago here. And so, as you were saying, with the drive, in order to maintain your business, you have to have the knowledge to grow. You can't just assume, you know, and I saw people failing in the area. So I learned on the job, and I got my apart from the bachelor's now, I said I'm going to move forward and get my MBA because I need to know about business and how to operate my business and how to compete in the market, because I'm living in a state, at that time it was the 6th richest economy in the world. Today we're the 4th, the state of California. So if you don't have the knowledge to do the business in the state, you're gonna be in trouble. So I saw that as a need for me to develop my skill sets. And so with the MBA, I was able to continue to manage. And I said, look, I can take it another step. I need to get my doctorate in business. So I went and did my doctor of business administration and healthcare management. And when I was doing that, I was always thinking about Jamaica. I'm saying, if I return to Jamaica, what would I do in Jamaica? So number one thing that came to my mind was, if I have an MBA, I could run the hospital system in the country. Could be an administrator of a hospital, or I could be a CEO at a hotel. So I was always thinking, like, every time I'm doing my work, I said, I want to go back to Jamaica. 'Cause up to today, I've been to Jamaica 88 times.
So, how do you feel about moving back to Jamaica?
At this stage of my life now, when I was younger, I was always thinking about going back. But with the medical system in the island at this time, it would not be safe for me to be in the island with the medical system as is. I think I have a better standard of life here, and with the healthcare system, my health is very important to me. I'm 68 now and getting more older, and I saw more people. Some of my friends are gone because they didn't have the healthcare behind them to help them in the island. Some are gone here too, but if you really keep up with the new trend in the healthcare avenue, because that's what I'm in, you're able to live a little longer. If you go naturally, then that's different. But to be honest with you, at an older age, it's a challenge. When I go in, it's like work. You go rent a car, and it's work to drive all over the place, and there's so much need in our country.
It's funny your outlook is like this, because when I look at the same situation, and I hear everything you're saying, for me, I think it's a shame that people like yourself and other professionals that are doing big things abroad can run consultancies, train and teach Jamaicans how to do things because of tried and tested algorithms and people doing it. We're unable to do so because a lot of people don't go back. It's just, you see where I'm going with that?
Yeah, well, for me, I've never left Jamaica because I've been there, as I said, over 80 times, right? So, and then I take a medical group into Jamaica every year for the past 25 years. We just celebrated our 25th anniversary. And so I've been very involved in in diaspora work. So I was the national president for the National Association of Jamaican and Supportive Organization, NAJASO. Been with NAJASO for over 30 years. And we are the umbrella organization for all the Jamaican organizations in the United States of America. And through all these groups that we have in the US, last year alone, we brought in 185 medical missions into Jamaica. And I think the Jamaica Women's Association of California is one of the number one agencies going into Jamaica, and I'm the founder. We have done a lot of work. We touched the entire island, 14 parishes. And then in addition to that, we do an educational program where we were working with Steve Harvey, and we did the Caribbean Gulf Classic. And we established computer technology learning centers in every parish in Jamaica, 14. And we're setting them up to be model computer technology learning centers to expand across the island. But every time we go in and we take these things, we go back and these computers are missing. It's a challenge.
That's how it is.
And then we adopted Anato Bay Hospital. Anato Bay Hospital was going to be closed 25 years ago. And we sat with Anato Bay Hospital for 25 years and developed a laparoscopic program there that is the best in the island. So we have done a lot of work in Jamaica through the nonprofit corporations. Yes, and then with that now, I've been part of the Jamaican Diaspora Movement. And with the Jamaican Diaspora Movement, my organization, NAJASO, the umbrella group for all the groups in the US, we are the founder of the Diaspora Movement. we presented that the movement, the idea of helping Jamaica to PJ Pakistan and they put it in Parliament. And that's how come they started a Ministry of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to help with diaspora affairs. And up to this point, as you're aware, that the most money going to Jamaica, where is that coming from? It's coming from money being sent to Jamaica.
Remittance.
They call it remittances, but it's all money going into the island. And so we're asking to have an office of diaspora affairs in Jamaica. And we have been pushing for that all along, because if that is the number one money exchange going into Jamaica, why don't we have an office of that nature in the island?
Okay, no, you make a good point. You make a good point. Hey, there's two things I want to cover with you. So, I want you to cover your. I think, did you say the group 85 group invited you down? Something to do with the 85 group,
Yes, sir.
or year group. So I want you to talk about that.
1985.
85.
The 1985 year group invited me to Jamaica to give me an honor and stuff like that, and I was elated. I was honored to know that after 40 years, somebody will remember me as a little kid at Manning's back in the day, right? And so I went down. I was one of the sponsors of the event as well, because I believe in giving back. So we did a table and gave some money towards the event and so on. And when I looked around in the room, man, I saw 120 plus of my students that I taught from first form all the way to fifth form. And I never got so much love in my life.
Wow.
You know, they all come and from somebody called me Binzie Roy, they know me. And I'm getting all these stories of some of the things that I did quietly at Manning's that nobody even thought about. Like, for example, when I was teaching, I had a sports goods store downtown, right? And if I saw a kid come to the side and they are in their shoes playing, I know something is going on. So I was one of the guys that gave away over 100 pair of shoes to kids for their, because I know something was going on. So I just went in and I got their sizes, and I donated shoes for them to come onto the games field to do their PE. And then there's another one that came to me and said at age 14, I didn't even remember his name, Mr. Wang. He said, you know that at age 14, you placed me on the helicopter team to open bat. And from there, I played for the parish of Westmoreland and played for the Western Sugar Company and got called for Jamaica team. And I'm saying, I didn't remember those things, but I'm getting all those stories. And man,
What was this guy's, this one guy? What was his name?
His name is Wang. I think it's
Howard
Derek.
Wang? Oh, okay.
Howard was one of my soccer player and cricket player too.
Yes. You sure, Howard?
Yeah. I think
Howard Wang, 82. I must say 82.
Yes. Okay. So I passed through a couple of year group, but that 85 year group, now I figure out why they remembered me, because I touched every one of them live from first form all the way to sixth form.
Right.
And so that group was very, very unique to me. I didn't know though until I went to Jamaica, and I see why.
Right.
Because I'm in this crowd of almost 250 students, and everybody remember me as Binzie Roy.
Nice.
And I got so much love, man. I'm telling you, I'm glad. It was just a good feeling. So that's why when I came back, I said, you know what? I'm gonna dedicate an Office of Alumni Affairs at Manning's, and the lead group gonna be Group 1985. So I'm putting up the money for the first 2 years, which is about 30 grand at Manning's. And because when I look at all the different year groups coming up, as you know, the age of Manning's, right? And these groups coming up, who is gonna be really helping to coordinate all the services that the school need? So we came up with this Office of Alumni Affairs at Manning's, and I met with the principal. He said, man, I'm thinking about this a long time and I'm ready. And then I met with the chairman of the board, and Moses Chabar was my student, right? And he remembered me very clearly, so I I can safely say that yes, he remembered me, and he said, "I'm proud of you, Roy. You were my student, and you taught me history, geography, and PE." And he's a chairman of the school board. But not only that, guess what? I was one of the few diasporians that was on school boards in Jamaica. I was on the board of Manning's High School, for Manning School. I can't use high. I don't use a term. It's high. It's Manning School for 2 years. And during that period of time, we raised enough money for the Thomas Manning building. The Victor Lowe building came into being. The soccer, because I was on sports, right? So the soccer team, they went all the way up to almost semi-final. So during that 2 years, man, we did so much for Mannings that it was phenomenal within that time. But I think our service was limited. So I did 2 full years on the board, and then spoke with Victor Lowe about the whole thing. Now, the Office of Alumni Affairs is supposed to be rolled out soon. And we looked at a staff that is going to help us to run the program. But my person who is writing the program in terms of an Office of Alumni is going to be a model for Jamaica. And we have to involve the past students in the whole program. So, we have the presidents for the various groups that we have not even spoken with yet. And so my friend in Jamaica, Reginald Nugent, he went to Stanford and studied by, Kamala Harris' father, who was an economist. Reggie worked under him. Reggie's back in Jamaica now. And Reggie is writing the program for the Office of Alumni Affairs. And we're going to use Mannings as a model and Little London as a model. And the plan is to move it to use it for the entire country. So we're going to have to talk to governmental officials too.
Okay.
So it's a game changer. It's going to be a game changer.
All right. So I want you to humor with some of my full questions.
All right.
So hey, I remember Mr. D. We used to call Mr. D.
Yes.
That's
me.
So
now I'm
now
picking up
Dr.
Roger
Binzie Roy. And Mr. D. We used to call at school, and even when we were on that under 14. So let me ask you this: what's your drink of choice, Mr. D?
Well, I love Red Stripe. Since I came to the US, can't get my Red Stripe, so I do Heineken.
Okay.
And when I was at Mannings and I go with these guys, they were drinking a white rum like crazy. And I drink my Red Stripe and I never got drunk in my life.
Okay,
it was like a water to me.
All right. That's good. Have you ever smoked?
Never ever smoked.
Ever been tempted?
Yes, because I'm in Little London and I have lots of friends up there in the hills.
Yeah.
And I visit their farms.
So
they show me all the different farms, everything like that. Lots of friends that was, I never. So I've been attempted, but never tried it.
Yeah.
Never smoked.
Amazing.
Never.
It's funny that you grow around certain things, and just being in the States and being in a state wherein ganja smoking is legal.
Right.
Your whole mindset to a criminalization of a people and a person and a look and a dress and an attitude goes down you think, look at how we used to treat certain people in our community, and look at where we are today. So it just, for me, I find it funny. So do you want to be buried or cremated?
I'm totally against cremation. So I would love to be buried, yes, and go back to the soil and be part of the natural environment.
I like how you confidently answer that question. Here's the next one.
Sir. Because I know that even with that, I'm a Christian, right? So I grew up in the church in Little London, and I've always
that's my next question. And how does your Christianity and how does your faith help you in your life, sir?
That is one thing here. I grew up in Little London United, and my mentor was my pastor, my lay pastor, and he was my neighbor. So he always, I go to church every Sunday. Got to the point where I was a lay pastor too.
What kind of church we're talking about? New Testament?
It's the United Church of Jamaica and Grand Cayman, which basically Originally, it was like the Congregational, the Presbyterian, and now they combined them as the United Church of Jamaica and Grand Cayman. So, and every summer I was at Clarendon College, which is one of our schools, the United Church, at camp. And so much so that at that point, I was selected to go to the UTC, United Theological College, to become a pastor. So I've always believed in the Christian faith, and I judge it by the Trinity. I believe in the Trinity: God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Ghost, which basically are one in three. So that was my guiding light all along, because I told my father left Jamaica to England when I was 6 years old. So the church was my savior. And that's where I developed the whole business of morality and the belief system that if you do somebody harm is going to follow you. And nobody have to keep watching me, because there is a supernatural being that keeps an eye on me. And I think that's one of the things that are missing from Jamaica, where these kids doesn't believe in anything. And they just do things without any respect for the law. And we're losing our sanity because of that. Because all of us, as you know, if I can call all the names, my best friend in the world is Dr. Delroy Frey. He went to Manners. He's my best friend. He's Montego Bay, top surgeon in the region. Now his entire family. That's my number one friend, Christian. We grew up in the church. Now he owns his own church up there in Montego Bay, and his wife. Plus he's a top orthopedic surgeon in Jamaica. And then my other friend that left me at Little London when I was in grade 8 went up to New York, and then went in the U.S. Army, Dr. Laxley Stevenson, and now he's in Atlanta doing exceptionally well. He's a doctor. And so we are part of Binzie University, where I'm seeking professorship in the school.
Dr. Binzie Roy, when we die, what happens to us, sir?
I think I'm going to go to heaven. I think my soul is going to go to heaven because of the work that we do on our belief system. So I don't think we're just going to end up like that, but we'll be in another place.
When you say please humor me here, when you say you're going to go to heaven, is that Binzie Roy as a 68-year-old guy that's confident talking to me now, or is it a 25-year-old more confident Mr. Davidson? Who is going to heaven? What Binzie
It's going to be the soul.
The soul.
The soul. The body will remain, and the soul will be in the better place.
So a guy like me who doesn't see the necessity to search for a hiding place after death, do you see me as a lost cause?
No, I think every human being have the opportunity, just like I'm talking to you right now, and believing that my soul will be at a better place. That hopefully by me talking to you, you will have a look at the whole business of where the soul end up after death. And that's why we're always preaching and speaking with individuals to have a look at where, we didn't just came on the planet just like that, where we just born, work, and die. There's an end point. And I think every human being that hears the word and think about it very carefully will prepare themselves to meet the one and only God.
I like how you sound so sure when you say that. So let me ask you this. So when you think of the future, are you hopeful?
Very hopeful. Very hopeful for my boys and my friends and relatives. We're moving to the technological age, and there's so much development taking place in the world. And so I'm very hopeful that this world is gonna continue to develop, and we're gonna have brighter human beings
Mm-hmm.
because they're just growing from strength to strength every day, and their life is gonna be easier than our life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're talking about AI and people studying and understanding systems and making their life easier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it started when I came here in the US, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why I love the US. I think it's the greatest country on earth because it's a unique place for me in terms of the opportunities. So some of our friends really doesn't have the opportunity that is here. And what I do is to try to encourage everyone here to capitalize on the opportunity that's afforded us. Because when I was in Jamaica, if you're looking at education, right? University of the West Indies, one university, UTech, and there are more coming on. But how many of us was able to go to that system? 5%.
Mm-hmm.
In the United States, it's a developed nation, it's a rich nation, right? So guess what? We didn't have to do an examination to go to a high school here. We automatically move from elementary to junior high to high. And then now, if you do not want to go on to university right away, you can go to a junior college. If you don't want to go to a junior college, you can go to a private institution. But there's so much opportunities here that we all need to capitalize on. So me coming into a system like that, this was really my wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to capitalize on the opportunity and to move forward and seek the American dream. And I think I'm achieving it at this present time.
Oh,
And
most definitely, most definitely.
I'm sharing it with others.
Yeah. Hey, so tell me about a hard time you've had, whether it's been, whether it's financial, job, grief, but more importantly, Mr. D, I'm trying to ascertain how you got out of a rut when you're challenged. What do you lean on?
Right. I lean on God. You know, I put a lot of trust and confidence in God, and I think I have a special talent in that area. In that, here's what happened. One of my biggest strategy was when my sister died at age 50, heart attack, came from church in Jamaica, and died that night. That's right. And then right after she passed away, my dad was in the hospital, and my dad died the same year.
Wow.
Right, and 2 years before that, my mom died. So you're talking about half of my family passed away within 2 years.
You went through some
Dad,
time. Okay,
my
okay.
mom, and my sister, and that basically at that time I was 120 pounds, and I think that's where I gained a little weight from indirectly by because I was never a big guy. I never went over 130, 140 pounds. And within that period of time, I really gained weight and all that thing. And I think that affected me somewhat from that side. But and I then as a breadwinner of the family, I had to go take care of all of them, make sure we bury them safely, and
Mm-hmm.
they, so that was a big challenge in my life at that time when I was starting out to build my business. And so that remember now, I'm not from legacy, so I had to build my own legacy. So yes, that was a big challenge, and I overcame that today, where I was able now because I brought my dad and my mom here to the United States
Oh, that's nice.
after my dad retired from England. Went to Jamaica, brought my dad and mom here, and I brought my sister that passed away to the US. She didn't want to leave Jamaica because she had a family there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she basically stayed in Jamaica. And also I brought my brother here
Mm-hmm.
and my other sister. And then my brother and sister that came here, they got married and went back to Jamaica to live. They're in Jamaica now.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom and dad went back home and died.
Okay.
And then now, so that was a big challenge. And then I saw my sister, two boys. One went to UTech and one was just leaving Froome Technical High School. And I said, I need to bring you to the US.
Mm-hmm.
You need to come with me. Your brother is okay because he went to UTech and he's working and he's doing well. But I need to take to the US. And I adopted him,
Mm-hmm. That's good.
brought him to the US, and he's with me right now. He doesn't live with me anymore. He's married to a doctor.
Okay. Good.
independent of me. But
So, Mr. D, do you have any vices?
any vices?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Vices.
But
You do crack. You smoke. I try to
no.
go to the.
Okay, the
So,
vices.
so
No,
how
I
do
never
you manage your
smoke.
mental health?
Right. For me, because of my mom was a person who loved to worry. She worry about everything. So I did the opposite. I try not to worry about anything. I own 8 companies right now. And the guys are saying, how do you manage? They're all within the same field, right? So I never worry about anything. I never smoke. I have my beers when I'm ready, and even some white rum I drink. But I never indulge into those areas. And yes, I had a very good exercise regiment that I worked with. I'm a golfer, so I
Okay.
play once a week. At one time, I got so involved, I was playing like 3 times a week.
Wow.
So golf is my way out. I'm a member of Valencia Country Club here, and we have 2 golf courses around me. So golf, I do golfing, and I travel a lot. As I said, I've been to Jamaica over 80 plus times. I'm going back next week, and I'm going for Christmas.
Wow. That's
Trying to
good.
catch up on my 90th visit. And all the time I go to Jamaica, it's about vacation, fun, and also to visit family and to see what I can do. So when you see I'm traveling with 4 or 5 suitcases,
Wow. That's good.
and then I come back with one. It's just for friends, and really I just give away things and do stuff like that. So yeah, I travel the entire
Hey,
world, I've been to every country.
remember. This is going on the internet, So you did I talk about you bring suitcase and gateway and all them thing there,
It's a
People you
family,
said.
gifts for
Okay,
family.
okay.
Gifts for family. Yeah. So yes, and I've been to every continent in the world. I traveled a lot. I've been to the Vatican City, and back to the whole aspect of the social aspect of my life. I met my high school sweetheart when she was 14 years old,
Wow.
and we never left each other since. So yes.
How
So
old were you?
I was 14 too. We were the same
Okay.
age.
You need to clarify all these things, we need to make
Yes,
sure
we're
because.
same age. Same age.
Yeah,
We're still together.
that's nice. That's
So
nice.
she keeps me grounded. Very nice lady from Clarendon. I said I don't want to take anybody from Little London because we're all related down there.
Yes, I can imagine. Yeah,
So she's
yeah.
from Clarendon. Yes. She's my high school sweetheart. We've been together
Okay,
for all these
okay.
years. We were married for 39 years. And before that, we knew each other from 14. And she came, that's why I came here to Los Angeles, because she left Jamaica, graduated from UTech, came to the US, worked as a banker. She has a doctorate too in leadership.
I every time I speak to Jamaicans, it's resounding in my head. This level of ambition and drive. It reminds me, sometimes you forget where it comes from. Whenever you're aggressive in business, or you're trying to close business, or you're trying to do things, or you're trying to start your own company, you always wonder where it comes from, where that kick up the rear end comes from. And
It
it's
came from
something
my
that.
mom. Mine came from my mom. Yeah. And she always told me, and she said, Binzie, get a skill or an education. And I'm telling everybody worldwide, always get a skill or an education. Get something to sell. So she was the one that really, really motivated me to do stuff. And I wanted to do more because she graduated from primary school. My dad graduated from primary school, right? They didn't go any further. So I was the first one in my family to go to college. So,
Wow, that's amazing.
yeah.
Yep, yep.
Although the Davidson clan in Little London, we're the biggest landowners over there. And most of these guys, they're brilliant people. They go to Monroe College and all, Manning's. One of my cousins is the vice principal of Manning's right now,
Nice.
Jessica Davidson. So yeah, but I get the motivation from my little mom that really encouraged me. And then my dad was in England, so I had to take responsibility at an early age.
And that's important. That's important. Hey, Binzie, today's been really fun for me to get to know you. I'd love to have you on. I think that there may be some topics that me and you could have some fun with, and I'd love to go down that arena one day. But really, thanks for you to take the time out to bless my little platform, sir.
You have a very big platform. I have been looking at it. I saw Vanessa on it, and I saw a lot of people. Mr. Mombi was on it.
Yes.
And I was looking at Mombi because I said, "Oh, that's interesting," because I walked right into Manning's when Mr. Mombi and Mrs. Mombi was right there. Right. So I got to meet this fine lady, and right after I went to Manning, she died within months. So but I'm coming in from the teacher standpoint at Manning's, because guess what? The school is all these years old, right? We have always had teachers, right? So I'm leading the charge for the teachers. Do something significant for Manning's.
Yes.
Under the auspices of the teacher, and I love to utilize your platform as we grow to build out the Office of Alumni Affairs.
Anytime.
Yes.
I'm here for you, man. Thank you very much, Mr. D.
Appreciate it.
And
you remember me as Davidson, and now I'm remembering Raja.
There was only one person at Cornwall that had to come off, because remember we went to Montego Bay Hospital to get my stitches, and the hospital was closed, and we ended up having to drive all the way to Saflamar with me with a towel and a big gash in my forehead. So that's the remember.
That was you.
Time. Yes, that was me. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And even a couple of years ago, we got to see Scarcher in Jamaica, and Scarcher said, "Let me see this scar," because he was with me at the time, when it happened at Cornwall back in the day. So good.
And I was there.
Yes, definitely. Are you biggest man? That was we didn't do that well, but there was no way we could have repeated what the other guys done. The quality was so good that all of those players moved went to under 16. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Binzie Roy, aka Mr. D.
That's the name. Oh my God.
Thank you, man.
It's a pleasure, man.
All right, cool.